It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce.
We will work through whatever, and I just haven't been able to break that promise.
Boy, there's no real easy way to say this, but, look, you're a simp.
Welcome back to TSP. I'm Dr. Evil Genius.
This is Evil.
Yep. So the
don't know
Evils
why I
are
said
back at it again with a little bit of relationship-related social commentary. Today, we're going to talk about the mess that Jada Pinkett Smith continues to create on social media and in regular media at large. She put out a book called Worthy, where she put her bald head on the front of the book. Used some other tactics to make Will Smith look bad. Now, if we go back, you guys that have been on the channel for a while, Captain Paul made a video the night of the slap, seen and heard around the world, involving Chris Rock and Will Smith. Even before then, there were a lot of humiliating things that Jada would do to make Will look bad. And of course, because Jada does not respect Will, the kids also followed suit in the disrespect for their father. So Will Smith has lost a lot in terms of respect around the world. His movie projects were canceled and or delayed, and he's been somewhat of a pariah after slapping Chris Rock. Since then, Jada just has this slow drip of talking about their private lives in ways that are not flattering to Will. Of the things that you've seen before this week, what impression did you get of their relationship, Mrs. Evil?
Before this week, before I did the quick Google search.
Thank you, Mr. Google Search.
Prepping for this, I really didn't have much of an opinion. Seeing the slap, and we'll put a card above so that you guys can watch the video that was made in the past. I don't know. It was one of those situations where I didn't want to learn any more about it. Like, it just, why am I watching this? It's TV drama. That's not an actual TV show, or maybe it was somewhat of a TV show because it's during an award ceremony. I just wanted to turn the channel. I had no interest in it. It's stupid. Lucky that he didn't get punched in the face on TV. It was just all dumb. I felt like I lost brain cells watching it. I wanted to move on from it. I really didn't give a shit. It wasn't worth the brain cells.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, I had the impression that there was like a learning opportunity for men around the world on how to maintain respect in your own home and how not to do so. And after a while, I'm just like, can this just stop? Can we just stop? I don't want to hear anymore.
Yeah, like what's the... Y'all are having drama at home. Yeah, we could learn from it, but does it have to be this continuous public drama? It doesn't. I'd rather watch something else.
Well, it turns out...
It's not a TV show I want to watch.
Well, it turns out that they don't have drama at home because they don't live in the same home. And guess where that piece of information came from? Did that come from Will?
I don't know. I want to vomit after this. I want to wash out my mouth after having this conversation. Like, I can't believe I'm sitting here having a conversation about this. You know, I'd rather be talking about other things.
Yeah.
What are we going to eat for dinner?
Well, yeah, it's about that time, right?
It is about that time. You caught me when I'm a little hangry.
So your commentary should be pretty good then. It turns out that obviously she can't shut the fuck up. So she revealed that they have not been living together since 2016. So if you look at the so-called slap heard around the world, you realize that he walked up on stage and assaulted another black man for a woman that he doesn't even live with. And of course, you know, if they're separated since 2016, there probably is not much going on in the bedroom at all between the two of them. But she did not stop there. She talked about how apparently Chris Rock wanted to date her and was trying to get her to go out with him, which is more information that doesn't make her husband look good.
So I just want to add, and the reason why I wrote that the way it is, if you just do a quick Google search of Jada Pinkett Smith, this entire thing to me is just a way to sell her book. But that's all it is. Why now? Number one, you shouldn't be so public about your relationship in general. But I see the reason why she's choosing to do it now is because she has a book coming out. All of this is so that she could get book sales. And then she has a tour where she's selling tickets. Because if you check out on her Instagram, she has update as of 3 weeks ago. Update, Baltimore is sold out and Abu Dhabi just added. Come join me this fall for our Worthy Journey tour. This is also, she could just sell tickets. This is a ploy for money. This is just for money. That's all this is, which is part of the reason why I'm like, what the fuck? What is the point? It's just so that she could get publicity and get money so she could sell her damn book. She don't give a shit. She just wants money. That's all this is for.
It's really sad. And the thing is, who's being used as the prop for all of this? A guy that has largely had his mouth shut in a lot of this.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, he's had his mouth shut.
Yeah.
And, you know, she is still going on and on about Tupac. The guy was deleted violently in 1996. It is now 2023, and she's out here talking about how he had proposed marriage to her while at Rikers Island. Again, what purpose does this serve beyond trying to sell your book? And so the reason why I brought this to you, and again, you and I, when I brought this topic to you, you can already tell how annoyed I was to even broach this topic.
Yeah.
But I wanted to kind of go towards some of the things that our viewers can learn from your approach to, again, we've been together a really long time, and regardless of what you guys see on the screen when you join us for the Filthy Casual MMA watch party every Saturday, our relationship has not been perfect, just like most human beings, right? When it comes to a lot of the issues that we've had, how open are you about these things in public? How open are you about these things with your family? How open are you with your friends? Because, you know, it's all of these are different things, right?
Not very open at all. I don't talk about my relationships much with friends or family, not because I don't think I cannot talk to them about it, because I realize that statement might, you know, signal a flag, and someone might think, oh, she can't talk about her relationship. No, I just choose not to. I don't see a need for it. If I'm talking about you guys, you and Thing 2, as our viewers affectionately call her.
The disembodied hand.
The disembodied hand. It's normally because someone's asking, how are you guys doing? People always ask how you guys doing, and then I'll answer how we're doing and what we have plans going forward. And even if it happens to be a day where I'm upset for some reason, the answer is the same. We're doing fine. We're gonna be doing this soon, yada yada. Talk about good stuff. There's no reason for me to talk about drama or if I'm upset or whatever. I think I've had I could probably count on one hand the number of conversations I've had with my mother when I was upset with you. And it was only because I really, 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 really needed to talk to someone at that moment. So I chose to talk to my mother. And her response,
this is in 17 and a half years. She says counts on one hand. This is after 17 and a half years, folks. Just so you understand the concept of counting on one hand.
Yeah, so, you know, in those conversations, it was just, I really needed to talk to someone, but I didn't want to take the risk of speaking to someone who might take my emotional state and try to tell me, oh, he's a horrible person, you should leave him, which is part of the reason why I don't talk to too many people about our relationship, because I don't want to have those types of conversations. We don't need to have those types of conversations. And then when I was upset, if I did talk to my mom's automatic reaction was not, he's a terrible person, you should leave his ass. should just hear me out and listen to me and try to give me some advice of how to make it better. There was never you should dump his ass.
Right.
So that's why I'm very, very selective with who I
Thanks,
talk
stepmom.
to. With who I talk to about like the serious aspects of our relationship.
Right.
I'll put that as a caveat. The serious parts of our relationship. I don't talk to many people.
It's really funny that you put it that way. I just finished talking to a client that we both train, that we both work with, about her relationship. And one of the things that I reminded her is that if you said 1,000 great things about your boyfriend and then 2 not so great things, they're going to harp on those 2 not so great things.
Right.
So, and we tend to have that bias as well, because when we're the friend on the outside of things, we don't understand the ins and outs that bind them together. We only hear about an isolated situation that either made them really happy in the moment or made them really upset in the moment. And usually the stuff that makes people really upset, people try to make all telling, all encompassing assessments of what the quality of the relationship is and the health of that relationship off of those very few negative things. And I think that a lot of people are guilty of that. And so it is really important that if you're one of these people who are in a relationship with somebody, especially long term, that you take any advice, especially the ones that tell you to break up your home, to be really careful about the type of things that you listen to, because they don't have the same involvement or the same investment into your bond as the 2 of you. So they don't really have that sense of, this is not something that should destroy your bond.
Actually, the individual that I spoke to the most about our relationship, both the good and the bad, was my therapist. But that's what I paid her for. That's what she got, paid her to talk about those things. So that was a person I was very fortunate to have a good therapist. Just from like right off the bat, I did not have to go searching for a good therapist. And I know some people go through many therapists before they finally find one that they are comfortable with. And I fortunately did not have to go through that many, but I was comfortable enough talking to my therapist about, our relationship just as a whole. On the days I was upset, I had sessions where I was crying, because those were days that I just needed to have like a word vomit moment and just let it all out. And I let it all out with her. And, it was a female therapist, and she was not like, you should leave him, he's terrible. She's like, hey, all right, well, maybe you should talk to him about this. Or maybe next time you speak to him about that. Are you comfortable enough talking to him about your feelings? Like she always made sure that I left the session with some sort of tool, or what should I do, or what can I do the next time a situation like this happens, just speaking very generally. She was younger than me too, now that I think about it. She was just out of college, an intern. She was great.
And, I'll say that normally when there are things that annoy me, I normally don't say anything to anybody. Because in my mind, I always tell myself that there's 2 things I tell myself. Number 1, you're not the enemy, right? You're not out here to make my life miserable. Number 2, whatever is not going great right now is temporary. I'm not going to remember the ins and outs of the reason why I was upset in this instance, because I'll be too busy living my life. This is not a chronic issue.
Right.
So I don't feel the need to even get upset about the things that I would normally be upset about. I realize that I'm probably in the minority of people that deal with the problems that way, where I can kind of figure it out within myself, and then I know what it takes for me to move past whatever I'm unhappy with. But it also, bears saying that it's very rare that I feel like I have to do that. So, even in the times that I'm, most upset, it's like, I already know, even at my angriest, that I'm gonna get over it because I always do. It's really not that big of a deal. And you know, one of the things that I like to do is shut my goddamn mouth. There are times where I'm so angry that I don't want any words to come out of my mouth. I'm so off, I don't want to say a motherfucking thing. So you know what I do? I shut my mouth. I don't run to, you know, write a tell-all book, and I gotta do this slow fucking trickle of things to make my woman look bad to other people. But you know what? You know, I was thinking about this today before, you know, we did this thing here. And I have this thought. And you guys in the comment section, you guys let me know what you think is driving Jada's incessant need to emasculate this man in public, and also
Beyond
why.
I said beyond money.
Beyond money.
Yeah.
But also why Will is allowing this. Okay. I have a theory, and you know, guys, you could let me know if I'm off base. But I think there are two things that may be keeping Will dealing with this garbage. Number one, half of his net worth is about to disappear if he does what most men should do in this situation. And we all know how the courts deal with men, especially men who have many more assets than women. And it doesn't really matter what the woman does. There are women out there that cheat, and she's open about the cheating, and there's all this evidence, and she divorces him because she cheated, and then she takes his assets. Like, that's how it is in the United States. Why a lot of men don't want to get married.
And then puts out a quote real quick, and then puts out a quote after that. This is terrible. No matter where we may be on our journey, we are all ... worthy.
Well, I think that we're all worthy of different things. The second thing is that there have been rumors.
Quotes.
Huh?
There are worse quotes. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay, go. I won't torture you. I'll torture you after.
The second thing is there've been pretty much for as long as she claims that they've been separated. There have been a lot of rumors about Will's orientation, his proclivities. And I believe that if they are true, if he divorces her, it'll only be because he's ready to make that announcement that he said 2 years ago that he wasn't ready to make. I think it was it GQ or was it Men's Health? He did an interview a couple of years ago, and he was saying that he wanted to make this announcement, but he's not ready to go public with whatever that is. I think that if he does divorce her, he will not have his covering that allows him to remain marketable, especially to the mostly socially conservative Black community. If it turns out that he is doing other things, it's going to be very difficult for him to sell movies and television shows to his main customer base. You said that you had some more quotes from the woman that won't STF you.
It gets worse. It gets worse. Ugh, this is bad. So it says, a queen is her own savior. Her magic is quiet, potent, and mysterious.
So that's not her.
So she says on her Instagram that she chooses this line from her book, Worthy, to appear on the back of the book because they are words of affirmation for women who've survived storms through the chaos of herself to retrieve her crown. So more. This is why it's just for money, which is why I'm like, I'd rather be fucking eating rice with a guy with some chicken that's waiting for me on the counter. If you've pre-ordered a copy of Worthy at any retailer, you can receive a free phone wallpaper to be reminded daily of the magic you are. I hope you will join me on our Worthy journey. It's just for money. She just wants to sell books and tickets. I'm hungry. That's it. I won't torture you anymore.
And when, on that note, I mean, imagine talking about the storms you survive when you're the one that creates the storms. I mean, in the comment section down below, definitely give your experiences of, you know, for those who are in successful relationships, what you guys have done to keep things together. How open are you with people about your relationship issues? What your hypotheses are concerning this really annoying. Just pick an exasperating superlative and just apply it to this situation. We want all of your opinions below. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.